Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Brakatah. To all the brothers, Yahweh Shmaratha Hashem Yahshai. To all the sisters. This is the Isupk California Scripture Breakdown class. Priest Officer Lahab, Officer 5000. I'll be holding it down. So Captain Gadolhar get here. All right, we got any questions? Any questions online? Go ahead and type them in. You understand? We're right around that Christmas Day, as you know. Christmas Day is it's a holiday that the Lord hates. It's a holiday that's forbidden for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians to follow. You understand? So this coming Christmas is a day where you show your worth. You understand? Show if you stand with the Most High. Show if you standing with Christ. You understand? Is where you show it, who you're standing with. Are you gonna stand with the Lord, or are you gonna stand, or are you gonna be in the world? You understand? So let's get first. Let's get Matthew 10. Get Matthew 10 and 35. Matthew 10 and 35. Go to 34. As you know, what makes it hard for you to celebrate Christmas or not celebrate Christmas? What makes it so hard is that family. That family of yours is what makes it hard. Because, of course, on Christmas Day, that's the day where you go see your mom, your dad, your kids, your uncles, your grandmother. You know, you go to their house. You're having a party, Christmas party. Everybody's there. You know, so that's what makes it hard. That makes it difficult for you. Everybody's calling you. You want to know where you're at. You understand? But on this day, this is the day where you don't show up. This is the day where it's a regular day for you. You understand? This is a day where you stay home and you just live your life. Just live it like if it's a regular day. Let them go celebrate that holiday. But if you serve the Lord, you ain't going to go. You understand? And furthermore, that's probably the only day you see your family. That's probably the only day. The only day you actually see your cousins and your uncles and aunts and everybody else is on Christmas Day and Thanksgiving. After that, everybody goes MIA. That goes to show you what kind of family you have. That ain't love. That ain't your real family if you see them only on the holidays. If you have people that you love, if you have real family, man, you see them throughout the year. You see them, see them on other days other than Christmas and Thanksgiving. That goes to show you that ain't your real family. You understand? They get mad at you for not showing up to the Christmas party. Man, like, how's that your cousin? How's that real love? How's that family? They should respect you for not celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving. But it all comes down to this, is that Christmas is an evil holiday that the Lord hates. And we're going to go into that as well. We're going to go into how the Lord hates Christmas. He hates those Christmas lights. He hates that Christmas tree. You understand? He hates that those reindeers and snowmans that you have in your house. It may seem like it's a good thing. It may seem like it's a good thing to have in the house, but little do you know is that the Lord is against it. You understand? So let's get that real quick, Oscar War Baba Shah.
Come on, sir. The book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Understand that. And when you think about Christ didn't come to send peace. He came to bring a sword. What do you do with a sword? The sword kills, it destroys, and it separates. That's what Christ came to do. Christ came to separate. Going back to Christmas, what do most people in the world say Christmas is about? They say it's what? Christ's birthday? Something like that? Right. They ain't got nothing to do with Christ. Christ ain't coming back to bring your family together. What is Christ coming to do? Christ is coming back to divide your family. That's super heavy right there. You think on Christmas Day, everybody's united in the house. But when you look into the Bible, you look into the scriptures, Christ ain't uniting families together. Christ is dividing the family. You understand? Let me read a little more on that. Matthew 10 and 35 real quick. Christ is dividing the family. We're going to show you that in the scriptures. We're going to show you in the Bible where Christ is coming to divide, not unite. All right, so let me get 35. And it says, "For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Right? So now you gotta look at what the word variance means. Let me get that real quick. Let me get variance real quick. Once again, if you got any questions on the chat, make sure you go ahead and type them in. Let's get all your questions in. Variance. Bear with me 1 minute. All right, 1 second. So, variance, the fact or quality of being different, divergent, or inconsistent. It could also be conflict, contradiction, imbalance, right? What you're looking for is conflict, though, right? Disagreeing, in opposition, right? So Christ is coming to bring opposition, conflict in your family, right? And it says to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be they of his own household. Listen, your enemies, when it comes to serving Christ, know this. When it comes to serving Christ and serving the Lord and serving the Most High, you're going to have some enemies. You're going to have some foes, right? And who are your enemies? Your enemies are going to be those of your own household. Meaning those people inside your house, the people that you live with are going to be your own enemies. And why is that? Because you ain't celebrating Christmas. You're going to get some heat for that. You're going to get people hating on you. Your own mom, your dad are going to hate you for not getting them a gift. And forget about it. If you got kids and you tell the grandparents, listen, y'all go ahead and do your Christmas shopping, but don't get my kids anything. Man, that's gonna start a whole argument right there. Y'all go ahead and do the Christmas tree, but don't bring that in my room. I don't want nothing to do with that Christmas. I don't want to on Thanksgiving Day. I'm not gonna sit at the table with you to go eat that turkey and eat that food. And that right there is what causes conflict, is what causes division within your family. And that's what happens when you serve the Lord and serve Christ. You divide yourself and you separate yourself from your family. You understand? Because your family, they're in the world. They want to eat the pork, eat the shrimp, and eat the crab. They want to celebrate the holidays. They want to vote. You understand? They're in this world. But when you serve Christ, you're not of this world. You understand? You're a whole different person. You're the black sheep in the family. You understand? You're separate from the Lord. Verse 37. It's like, yeah, can you pick up from 37? Go ahead, all right.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
Listen, if you love your father and your mother more than Christ, then you ain't worthy of Christ. Simple as that. That's the way he laid it down. You understand? And then you think about Christ. Think about, hey, like a lot of people be like, damn, how can Christ say that? Man, well, did Christ reject his family? You think about that. You serving Christ and you following Christ, but did he reject his family? Preset.
I don't know the precept exactly, but Christ is at camp.
Come.
Trying to get through them. He like shunned her away.
Come, you got it. You want to speak up a little louder. But Oscar, can you pull that scripture? Good. Where Christ rejects his family. You gotta, if you're gonna follow Christ, you gotta walk in his footsteps. You gotta do the same exact thing that he did. And you gotta reject that family. You understand? Ain't that hard to let go of Christmas? Tell your mother, man, look, listen, tell your family, look, we got some food, we can have some dinner, but can we not do it on Christmas? Can we not do it on Thanksgiving? Can we do it next Saturday? Can we do it next month where we can all get together and have dinner, have a family reunion? More than likely, they won't want to do it because they want to do it on Christmas Day, right? Now it says, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Man, when it comes to serving Christ, you gotta serve Christ, and you gotta put Christ before your mother, your father, your son, and your daughter. If you can't do that, you ain't worthy of him. Go ahead, Oscar.
So that wasn't the one
Now, no sweat. That's how deep it gets. And that goes to show you that serving Christ is not a easy thing to do. Serving Christ is hard. You understand? And in church, they make it seem like all you have to do is just go to church and pray, and you serve Christ. They think that just because you talk about Christ, you're serving Christ. Listen, that's not the way it goes. You understand? To serve Christ, it hurts. To serve Christ, it's a burden. It's a burden to serve Him. But if you're gonna serve Christ, that's you're gonna have to go through some things. So now it says, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. Now, what does it mean when it says, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me? You got anybody online that want to answer that? You got the young man right here. Go ahead.
Most likely, I think it means that he that don't carry his burden, like his weight, don't pull his weight, his suffering.
Damn right, you got it. Most High in Christ. The brother got it. He said that burden. You know what I mean? When it says that he that taketh not his cross, meaning that cross is that burden. Every man in this room, any man that serves Yahweh Shai, serves Christ, has to be able to carry that burden, carry the problems, carry the issues that comes with serving Christ. You understand? And if you're not willing to carry that burden, man, you ain't worthy of Christ. It ain't gonna be easy. A lot of people, when it comes to serving Christ, they fail, they fall, and they fall short. You understand? But the Israelite School UPK, we're gonna show you how to carry that burden. We're gonna show you how to carry that cross. We're gonna show you how to get stronger. You understand? So I'm gonna keep going. He that findeth his life shall lose it. And it's like with that one, pass the class over to preaching Captain Badolhar. It's like the brother kept getting that.
You had this young man read, right?
Yeah, they just walked around.
All right, so. My Bible.
No.
Here's my Bible.
This?
Yeah. Where you got my book back?
No.
Oh.
You want it?
No, you good. Let me get that apocrypha. All right, shalom, Makim. Yabashir with the Thursday scripture breakdown class. Priest Cap Gadar. Before we get on the topic, there's a lot of stuff going on, right? Any questions in the room? Anything y'all want to get broke down? Let me know. Anything online? Can we? Where's the chat at? Oh, here it is. Salakia. Got it right here. Any questions online? Just type them in. All right. I answer your questions online. If there's no questions, we're gonna move forward. Of course, Christmas next week. We'll go over Christmas next week. This week we got a couple other things we can go over. All right. All right, solid. Good to go? All right. 1 second. Me, Genesis 2:22. Y'all see everything that's going on in the news, right? Well, not the news, but it is the news, like your media. You see that thing with Megan Thee Stallion, right? Tory Lanez, y'all familiar with that? Y'all don't know nothing about that, huh? Basically, all their whoredom is getting flown through the air. Everyone's starting to see it. Everybody's seeing their whoredom. One sister's mad because the other sister slept with her man and all this, right? It's all over the place. Sex is supposed to be a sacred thing, not a casual thing, according to the Bible. Y'all understand, right? Sex is supposed to be between a man and a woman, and it's supposed to be in secret. No one even should know about your sexual lust and the things you like to do in the bedroom and all that. But of course, we live in America where sex is casual, sex is the norm, and sex is, it's like, tying your shoe, right? Let's get Genesis 2:22.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, and verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man,
right,
made he a woman.
Made he a what?
Made he a woman.
Go ahead.
And brought her unto the man.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 23. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh.
This is what?
Bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh.
Meaning what? Break it down. What does that mean? Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Go ahead. They was family, right? Precept. Get 2 Samuel 5:1. Like this, the brother, like if you're gonna have sex with a woman, you know you're not only having sex with a woman, but spiritually, this is your sister as well, right? Y'all understand that, right? Meaning your family. This is who you having sex with a family member. That's why it's important to have sex within your race. But that's what I mean by family member. Someone of your color, someone of your race, someone of your bloodline, not someone outside. And when you have sex with someone inside your bloodline, you treat them as the law says you're supposed to treat them, right? 2 Samuel.
Book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5, and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. Also in time past.
Sorry, that's it. We are thy what?
We are thy bone and thy flesh.
Right. We are thy bone and thy flesh. Meaning that we are your family. They all came around. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians came around. He said, we are thy bone and thy flesh. You understand, right? Solid. Let me get this real quick. 1 second. Let's drop that, right? Let me get Ecclesiastes 8 and 11.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
One more time.
Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Go ahead.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Right. So now you think about the situation, and I ain't picking on the sister or the sisters that in that court case, but you can't be a whore and think that, you're not going to be embarrassed. You know what she said, right? She said that she wished that that the brother was Tory, what's his name? Tory Lanez would have shot her so she wouldn't have to go through this. She wished she would have died so she won't have to sit on the court in court and talk about this situation. You know what I mean? But of course, these things always come to the forefront because women get exploited. Black women get exploited in America, right? But and they're supposed to be so strong, right? They're supposed to be strong Black women. But you're forgetting the part where they're just they're women, they're babies. You understand? They need to be treated as such. They need to be treated like a baby and not like a grown woman who knows what she's doing. Because this sister doesn't know what she's doing. She's crying in court about, all her business being out there. Her boyfriend, what she said in the world, he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed because he's finding out all her sexual history. Like, damn, I'm really married a whore. I married a whore. You get what I'm saying? Because, right, like we said earlier, right, sex in America is casual. So you think having multiple sex partners is not really, a deep thing. But when your man has to sit there and listen in court about all your partners, now it's a big deal. You understand? You did. Go ahead. You want to say something?
That's that word that you said, the partner thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy when you say, "Yeah, I got a partner."
Uh-huh.
I think that's something new. Hearing that, like, I got a partner.
Right.
Why don't you just say, "I got a man"?
Right.
I got a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes both ways. You got brothers that will say, "I got a partner," and then you got women that will say, "I got a partner."
Right.
And that just makes it seem like you're not in a relationship.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So like you should, if you're a man or woman, you should be able to say, like, "Yeah, I got a man or I got a woman."
Right.
And that just kind of clears up everything.
Rather
than saying, "I got a partner."
So now this cat has to sit there and listen to all the sex that she had with different men in the media. So now he got to sit there and like, damn, do I want to still be with her? Because now I'm embarrassed. You get what I'm saying? He's embarrassed because she's in a situation fighting over another man with her best friend, and now you're her man sitting there just, have to hear all this. So the judgment that came to this sister is embarrassed, shame. You get what I'm saying? It's shameful. You know what I mean? Give me that scripture where it says a shameless woman, right? And then while you're looking for that, give me Zechariah 11 and 4. Oh, it's like keep reading to 12, all right?
Oh God. Verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. Sorry, keep on.
Read that again.
Verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him.
There you go, perfect. But then he would do it 100 times, You know what I mean? And nothing happened to him. Of course, it's set in his heart to do what's right, to do it. I mean, it's like to do it all the time. It's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? We got to start realizing the things that we do will catch up to us. You understand, right? That's why it's important to stop what you're doing, right? Stop what you're doing. You could do it. A lot of people, because of America and because of philosophy, Christian doctrine, I should say, we believe that habits bad habits are okay. That's not true. You understand? Bad habits are not okay, and bad habits can be broken. But of course, because of Christian doctrine, you don't believe that habits can be broken. You just believe this is the way you are. You get what I mean? That's not the way you are. That's the way you've grown up. That's the way you learn things. But having bad habits and making mistakes, meaning breaking the law or committing sins, is not who you are. You can stop sinning. Like a woman can stop being a whore. You know what I mean? Like a brother can stop being a thief and a murderer. You can stop being a drug dealer. You know what stops them from doing those things sometimes? Yeah, death is very true. That's the ultimate one. What's another thing that stops them? Go ahead. Getting caught. Judgment. You get what I'm saying? Judgment stops that. That's why the Lord creates judgment. You get what I mean? Of course, if there's no punishment for the things you do, then you always will do them. That's what the law was created for, right? What did Moses create the law for? He created the laws that what we have to do, and also he created the things which will happen to you if you break them. You get what I'm saying? So judgment stops sin, and you don't want judgment to come upon you, so you should stop on your own. You understand? If you can stop on your own, maybe the Lord can forgive you for your sins. That's true forgiveness. You know what I mean? Forgiving you from that and not letting nothing happen to you. Also forgiving is what else? Is doing a sentence, right? When you go to jail for 5 years for committing a crime, people say that you're forgiven of your debts now because you pay for your crimes, right? You can be perfect again after you pay for your crimes, or you could just stop doing crime altogether. You understand? What she did is a crime against God when you have sex with more than one man. You get what I'm saying? When a woman has sex with more than one man and she jumps from man to man, the Lord calls her a harlot. She calls her a whore. You get what I'm saying? And whores have judgments. I'm glad it's this and not HIV. You get what I'm saying? I'm glad it's this and not something serious, something more crazy. I'd rather have shame than a disease. So should take this with as a warning sign and stop what she's doing. All right. 1 second. You got that out, the shameless woman? Read it for me.
Ecclesiasticus 26 and 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
Right, man. Like a lot of people praise Megan for having a big butt, right? Having a big butt to make a woman just, a god in America. But also having a big butt that you give to everybody makes you small. Makes you small now. You know what I'm saying? You give it to everybody, and everybody starts to see who you are, and you start to get treated as a dog. You know what I mean? Everybody know what a female dog is, right? You get treated that way. You start your value gets decreased because everyone has access to you. You understand? You know what I mean? Like how many women are beautiful, right? And how many women have sex with a lot of men? You say, oh well, damn, I don't want her. You know what I mean? It'll just be your turn, right? You dealing with a woman, you think she's so special. She done had 17 other rides just this year, and now it's just your turn for a month or two, and she'll have another ride after you. You get what I'm saying? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. You got to start looking for women who don't give it away. You got to start looking for women who, make you work for it. You can make you earn it. Men like things, like men like to earn things because they want to believe that this is mine now. But if a man feels like anyone can have you, I mean, he might just hit it, and that'll be that. You understand? I got you, Alatazar. Where you at?
Same scripture.
Go ahead.
But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
Huh?
But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
There you go. Right. Give me Proverbs 6 and 26. But she that is shamefaced, she'll fear the Lord. Fearing God is better than giving your box away. You know what I mean? Men will have you for a night. They won't have you forever if you're a woman who gives their box away like that. All right. Give me some more precepts. So like here 1 second. You got that? Go ahead, I read it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread,
Go ahead.
and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
And the adulterers will what?
Will hunt for the precious life.
You understand? Read it from the top. Hey, Salaki, Oscar, can you find me that precept with Tamar and Judah? Right? With the sister dressed up. You know what I'm talking about? It's in Genesis. Huh? Yeah, find that for me. Read from the top up.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
For by means of a whorish woman,
Go ahead.
a man is brought to a piece of bread.
A man is brought to a piece of bread. What does that mean when a man is brought to a piece of bread? For means of a whorish woman. A man is brought to a piece of bread. And his bot is B-O-U-G-H-T, right? Right. Go ahead.
Is it like that's his value now?
Say it again.
His value goes down to a piece of bread as a man?
You close. Go ahead.
Like, instead of wanting a woman who's a dessert, you settle for a piece of bread. Like, it shows that you settle for a low class woman.
You on it. Give me some more. Give me another one. Go ahead.
Like the piece of bread, is that like a metaphor for like a bait?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what,
Yeah, it is, kind of.
Bait.
It's bait.
Like she's trapping you.
Uh-huh.
With the piece of bread.
Okay.
But by the means of a whorish woman,
What do you want to do with bread?
trying to eat
You want to eat it. The metaphor for wanting to have sex, right? Read it from the top.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread.
Go ahead.
And the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
And the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. That's what he'll do. He'll hunt for it. Keep going.
Verse 27. Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burned?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 28. Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned?
Go ahead.
So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent.
Come on, man. Like, you talking about this. This is what happens. You want to be safe out here, man. You want to be safe out here. Take sex serious. Take these things serious. You know what I mean? The black community has been, destroyed because of sex, because of unlawful sex. How many times you hear about a man rapping about sleeping with another man's woman? It's just prevalent. In movies, even in movies, you root for some guy's woman getting taken from him by the so-called good guy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you believe. When Lord said, when you open them legs, that woman belongs to that man for until he dies. You get what I'm saying? Until he throws her away. You know what I mean? So you're bound to that man to the end of your life. Right? Let's get some more. What you holding? Let's get this story real quick. No sweat, sis. I got you. The precept was Proverbs 6 and 26. 6 and 26 through 28 or 29? 29. 6 and 26 through 29. Let me try to see if I can turn this up. It's like, how I turn this down?
Audio low, sir?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. There we go. Let me know if that's better for you. Just type of 1 if you could. Hey, shalom, sis. I see you. Go ahead.
It's like the book of 38, 6.
What you reading?
Judah and the harlot.
Nah, let the brother read it. I just got it.
One, sir?
Well, tell him where you at, and then he'll read it since he's closer.
Sir, I was inside verse 1. Where you want is really at it's verse 15.
Yeah, let me get 15 then.
38, 15.
Yeah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 38 and verse 15. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be an harlot because she had covered her face.
Wait. Go 2 verses up. Go like 5 verses up, Salaki.
Verse 10. And the thing which he did displeased the Lord. Wherefore he slew him also. Verse 11. Then said Judah to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain a widow at thy father's house, till Shelah my son be grown. For he said, lest peradventure he die also, as his brethren did.
Go ahead.
And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. And in process of time, the daughter of Shua, Judah's wife, died. And Judah was comforted. and went up into his sheep shares to Timnath, he and his friend Herah the Adulamite. And it was told Tamar, saying, Behold, thy father-in-law goeth up to Timnath to shear his sheep. And she put her widow's garments off from her, and covered her with a veil, and wrapped herself, and sat in an open place, which is by the way to Timnath.
Go ahead.
For she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given unto his wife.
What verse you at?
Verse 15. Now.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 15. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be an harlot, because she had covered her face.
Mm-hmm. Now, who is Judah? Who's Tamar and Judah? What are they? Anybody know? Yeah, but aren't they relatives?
Oh,
Say it again.
Daughter-in-law.
This is daughter-in-law, right? Daughter-in-law? Yeah, I believe it's his daughter-in-law, right? Keep going. Make sure that's his daughter-in-law, but keep going. It is, right? This is daughter-in-law. Wait, because her husband just died, right? Is that what happened?
yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Verse 16. And he turned unto her by the way and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law.
There you go, right? He did not know that she was his daughter-in-law. But why did he like her? Why did he want her? Anybody know? Go ahead.
Because she looked like a harlot.
Says you what?
Because she looked like a harlot.
Yeah. He wanted her because she looked like a hoe. You get what I mean? Why do men want women today? Most men who see a woman who's half dressed, they want to have sex with them. Because men are today, they love hoes. If you see a woman with her breast out or her ass out, you're going to want to have sex with her. That's how your mind works. You need to have her. And it started because your forefather, Judah, if you're a Judite, probably Iskarites too, Slovakia, right? But our forefather, Judah, seen a hoe and he wanted to have sex with that hoe. You get what I mean? It's in your blood to be like that. Y'all understand? And that's why women dress like hoes. Because women want men to notice them and to see them. And the only way men can notice women is if they dress half naked. You understand? It's just a thing that's a problem with our culture. You know what I mean? Now, of course, we have to scale that back and we got to build discipline into men and to show them how to choose the correct woman to get, right? And we got to show women how to cover up and dress appropriately. You know what I'm saying? A woman can be beautiful without showing her assets. You know what I'm saying? And we got to teach women that. We got to also teach brothers that this woman might be beautiful, but this is not a woman that wants everybody. And whoever will smile at her, she's going to give her box to. So we got to build discipline back up. We got to make sure that men can, sacrifice a night's lust for a better life. You understand, right? And you can still go get women that are bad as hell and that won't show everybody what they got going on. But my point was to show that whore started way back then. It's not a new thing. It's been forever going on. You understand? Go ahead.
So her dressing like a harlot. I know it's like before Moses, before the law of Moses.
Yeah.
So that, like, she was still sitting by doing that.
Absolutely. Like, was it a sin? Okay. Even though the law was not written as that, right? Like Moses wasn't saying the law, right? It was still in the spirit of. It was against the spirit of their life. You know what I'm saying? It was against the spirit of their living because why didn't she just say who she was? She knew it was wrong. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's why she knew it was wrong. So yes, it was definitely against the spirit of how they were living back then. Like Adam, like when what's the brother name who had sex with his daughters? Drunk. Lot, right? Lot had sex when he got drunk as hell, and his daughters got him drunk as hell, and they had sex with him because they thought he was the last man on earth. That was not in the law, but it was against the spirit of the law for sure. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right. So let's move on from that. All right. Let me get two more precepts on this. Hold on one second. Okay. There's one more precept I want to get in James. Let me get James 1:12, I believe. James 1:12. Let me hear this real quick. Let me see.
The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed is the man that endured temptation.
Wait. Is this the one I want? Yeah, go ahead.
Blessed is the man that endured temptation,
Mm-hmm.
for he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life,
Go ahead.
which the Lord hath promised to him that love him.
Go ahead.
Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted for God.
Mm-hmm.
For God cannot be tempted with evil.
Right. God can't be tempted by evil. Go ahead.
Neither tempteth he any man.
Mm-hmm.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
Of his own what?
Of his own lust.
Right. We get drawn away at our own lust, and that's when we get tempted. You know what I'm saying? Paul said this, man. Give me Philippians 3:8. It's either 2:8 or 3:8. Right? Keep going.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust
Mm-hmm.
and enticed.
And what?
And enticed.
You understand, right? You get enticed and you get drawn away at your own lust, you get enticed, and then you do what you want to do. You do what makes you feel good. Because the thing about sin is it feels good. You get what I'm saying? Sin relieves stress. That's what it does. Sin relieves stress for most people. You know what I mean? Doing what feels good relieves stress. Doing what doesn't feel good builds anxiety for some, makes things even more stressful. You understand? But that's how you got to live your life. You got to live your life in an environment where doing the right thing might not be what's good for your flesh, but it's good for your spirit. You understand? It's great for your spirit. And then when it's good for your spirit, you can live a little more clear-minded. Because when you're a sinner, you live with cloudy judgment. You live with your conscience being seared according to the Bible. That's what happens. Your conscience is seared because you know how wrong you are or how evil you are. Right? You got that, Lahab?
3:8.
I think so. Let me hear it.
Philippians 3:8.
Mhm.
Yet doubtless I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua Mashiach.
That's it. Go to verse 1 though. And then give me be therefore perfect, young man.
Philippians 3:1. Finally, my brethren, rejoice in the Most High to write the same things to you. To me indeed is not grievous, but for you it is safe.
Go ahead.
Beware of dogs. Beware of evil workers. Beware of the conscience.
Conscience.
I don't think it's
Concise.
concise. Beware of conscience. You want to look it up?
Yeah, kind of. Let me answer this. Being righteous feels right and good. Absolutely. Being righteous feels good. But in this context, sometimes being righteous feels terrible. And I'm gonna break it down for you in a second. I'm gonna break it down for you 1 second of what Paul said, so I can make sense to what I just said for you. All right. Go ahead.
The quality of being concise, briefly, terseness. It means it says against cutting off.
Perfect. Go ahead. Keep going there.
For we are the circumcision which worship the Most High in the Spirit and rejoice in Yahushua Mashiach and have no confidence in the flesh.
We have what?
No confidence in the flesh.
We have no confidence in the flesh. Hold where you at. Give me Romans 7:18 real quick. We'll come back to that. You have no confidence in the flesh, right? Remember, the war is against flesh and spirit. Can you find out score? I might be paraphrasing it wrong about the war being against flesh and spirit, but it's along those lines, right? Remember, because how we live our life. We live our life in a world where people say that we can't be perfect. Remember, they said that you sin every day. How you sin every day? Sin is an act. Y'all understand that, right? Sin is an act you have to do. It's not a thought in your head, right? The only thought you can have in your head that counts as a sin according to the Bible is sleeping with another man's woman. You cannot do that. You cannot talk about or think about plotting about having sex with another man's woman. You can't do that. Because Christ said, you already did it. If you're doing it, you already did it. That's what he's saying. You don't ever want to think about that. Go ahead, Al. You got it?
Like you said, Romans
7:18. Let me hear it.
The book of Romans, chapter 7, and verse 18. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
One more time.
For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
So now, Paul just said, I know in my flesh dwelleth no good thing. Now go back to where you was at,
Philippians 3:3.
Mhm.
For we are the circumcision which worship the Most High in the Spirit and rejoice in Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
Listen, we are the circumcision, right? Meaning what? We are the people who are cut ourselves off spiritually from the old person we were. That's what he's saying by the circumcision. We are the circumcision. Circumcision is physical of cutting off your foreskin of your rod, right? But this is talking about a circumcision in the spirit, meaning you cut yourself off from the old man, meaning the sinner that you was, and now you are a new man. Keep going.
And have no confidence.
And what?
And have no confidence.
And we have no confidence. Go ahead.
In the flesh.
In the flesh. Go ahead.
Though I might also have confidence in the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
If any other man thinketh that he had whereof he might trust in the flesh, I mourn.
He mourns for a brother who thinks he can trust his flesh, because all of us in here know we shouldn't trust our flesh. Trust your flesh wants to do things that you don't want to do. Y'all know that, right? Like in your mind, like since you're in the truth, I'm talking about brother in the truth. In the world, you have no discipline. You're gonna do what makes you feel good. I mean, I remember I was at the club and I seen some cat just grab a woman's butt, and I said, God damn. Yeah, like, but I think it's normal for some people to do that. But I'm like, that is that's sexual assault. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, did she say you can grab her behind? But of course, he just like, now this ain't a brother I'm with. We in the UPK. This is a brother I'm just seeing in the world. I'm like, damn, like that's insane to me. You know what I mean? But keep going.
Circumcised the 8th day
of
the stock of Israel.
Go ahead.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
Hebrew of the Hebrews, as touching the law of Pharisee.
That we're good to go. Now go back to where you was at. You got that, Oscar?
Come on, sir.
Go ahead.
The book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 17.
Go ahead.
For the flesh lusteth against the spirit.
The flesh lusteth against the spirit. You understand this, right? Meaning your flesh is up against your spirit. You know what I mean? Always. That is the spiritual warfare that we talk about all the time. The things that you have to fight on a day in and day out basis is what your flesh wants to do and what your spirit knows it should do. You get what I mean? It's like the caricature of the demon and the angel, right? The demon tells you what you want to do, and the angel is telling you what you should do. You get what I'm saying? So you got to think about that. Like, that's the fight every time. Every decision you got to make, every move you make is always, is this right? Is this correct according to the Lord? No, it's not. And you know it's not. And if you don't know, you pick up the phone, you ask somebody, right? To confirm. Sometimes you know it's wrong and you still have to call somebody just to tell, for them to tell you that it's wrong. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know I shouldn't kill this cat right now. Did you tell me not to kill him? Like, don't kill that brother. All right, good. Whew, good Lord. I know, because I know I want to slap this cat in the mouth. But can you just tell me, that I'm wrong? You get what I'm saying? You just need that. You need that extra boost sometimes. You know what I mean? Because your flesh wants to punch somebody in the mouth sometimes. You know what I mean? But in the spirit, that'd be wrong because it'll feel good and it might feel justified, but you're gonna go to jail. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a battery assault for doing something like that. So you don't want to do those things. Keep going.
And the spirit against the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And these are contrary one to it. And these are contrary the one to the other.
And they're contrary one to another. You get what I'm saying? They're contrary. They're against each other. They're enemies. You know what I mean? The flesh wants to destroy your life. Because who lives in the flesh? Go ahead.
Who lives in the flesh?
Yeah.
The old man.
The old man. And who else? Huh?
Like unclean spirit.
Perfect. Unclean spirit. Satan thrives off flesh. You get what I'm saying? That's how he lives and conquers and roams the earth. Is flesh. Is your flesh. This world, America, is built for your flesh to be destroyed. You can get drugs. You can get, whatever the hell device you want that you can that is available to you. You can have. You get what I'm saying? So now this place is built for you. This is devil's playground. Once you step outside your door and inside your door, you know what I mean? It's hell. You get what I'm saying? It's hell. So you have to do what's right. You got to do it. And you have to do it. There is no excuses. There is no you try. There is no you're almost. The scriptures say don't almost be perfect. The scriptures say be perfect. You understand? Keep going.
So that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
Mm-hmm. So you can't do the things that ye would. That's what it's talking about. The things that you would is what the flesh wants. That's why the spirit's there to remind you. Now, a lot of people don't get this. A lot of people don't understand why you can't do the things you want to do because you have one life to live, right? You got this one life. You got what they say, you only got one life. YOLO, right? Yeah, that's what they said years ago. This another one too now. It's like, huh?
So like that, you said a new one?
Yeah, it's a new one. How they be saying it now? I forget. You only live once, right? That's it, right? Okay, I might be overthinking it. Yeah, you only live once. So of course you gotta do whatever you want, whatever you makes you feel good. People be like, "You're the God. You're the God out here." That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So you can't think like that because you don't have one life. There's judgments. There's regeneration. There's coming back into the earth according to the Bible. There's all these things. So what you do on this earth is important. You understand? It's very important. Now let's go. Give me what you got.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
Be ye therefore perfect.
Be ye therefore what?
Be ye therefore perfect.
That's what Christ said. That's what Christ said, man. Christ said, "Be ye therefore perfect." Go ahead.
Even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Y'all understand, right? Because the Lord in heaven is perfect. So the Lord said you have to be perfect. He didn't say be almost perfect. He didn't say try your best. He didn't say, sin here and there. He said, be ye therefore perfect. That's how we got to be. So when you think about your flesh, just know that your flesh wants you not to be perfect. Your flesh says no one can be perfect. Y'all heard that before, right? The Christian church says, there you go, one life to lose. Okay. The Christian church says, ain't no way you can be perfect. We all fall short of the glory of God. That's what they say. Go ahead, Laha.
I was gonna say I have a precept for what you're saying about you only live once.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like there's a precept to say like that's like the heathen way of thinking.
Yeah.
So Wisdom Solomon 2:1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves,
Mhm.
not aright. Our life is short and tedious.
Our life is what?
Short and tedious.
All right, go ahead.
And in death of a man there is no remedy.
And in death of a man, there is no remedy. You know what I mean? Our life is short and tedious. And in death of a man, there is no remedy. Go ahead.
Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
Say it again.
Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
That's a lie, right? Of course, because why? People come back to earth. You understand? People come back to earth. Give me Ecclesiastes 1:9.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be.
The thing that hath been is that which shall be. Go ahead.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
Keep going.
Verse 10. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It had been already of old time.
Go ahead.
This is before us.
That's it? Nah, that's it. You know what I mean? Where's that one that says, and you know it's man? 1 and 6? 6 and 10. Go to 6 and 10.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
That which hath been named is that which hath been is named already.
That which hath been is named already. Go ahead.
And it is known that it is man, neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing there be many things that increase vanity, which is men that better.
Perfect. That's it right there. You know what I mean? Everyone knows that what? You've been here before. There's no new thing under the sun. Of course, we ain't talking about phones. We ain't talking about computers. We're talking about people. You understand? People. People been here. People, you've been here a few times. You get what I'm saying? That's according to the Bible. So you can't say you only have one life. You can't say this life is the only one you're going to get because that's not true. You understand? So it's important what you do on this earth so you can come back on the earth mightier or in a worse position. You don't want that, right? Yeah, I understand. So you make sure that you live correctly. All right, let me get. I had one more precept out of pool. Anyone holding anything? I had a precept out of pool.
Slide, sir.
Go ahead.
I want if I could go back to Philippians 3
Mhm.
and 8. I want to see if we can get it broken down.
Go ahead.
Where it says Philippians 3 and 8, yet doubtless and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua Mashiach, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung. So
God.
if I get that broken down.
God, I got you. Read it again from the top.
Yet doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Christ Jesus, my Lord.
Right, hold on. So he count everything lost, right? Except for what? Or for the what?
For the excellency of the knowledge of Christ.
For the
Jesus, my Lord.
excellency, for the Christ, for what? For the knowledge?
For the excellence of the knowledge.
For the excellency of the knowledge. So now we have lived a life, right? A lot of us lived a life, and no matter if you was, in the world doing your thing or in the world not doing anything. Some of us sacrifice things, whatever, to come into the truth. That's really never the case, honestly. People mostly come into the truth because of a life they don't want to live anymore. You get what I'm saying? And they're ready for a new life. But if you're doing great in life, I don't really see people coming here after doing great in life. You get what I'm saying? Well, what was going on with Paul in his story was he was feeling guilty for murdering somebody. You get what I mean? He was feeling guilty for murdering Stephen. And that depression drove him to want to change, drove him to another thing. And really the Lord called him, right? The Lord wanted him in here. So he changes, he does these things. He talks about, man, all the knowledge I had before in life, because remember, Paul was a cat who learned at the feet of Gamaliel, right? So meaning a powerful brother who understood the law. And he learned all that from that brother. One thing he didn't learn from him was brotherhood. That's what he learned from Christ and Peter and all them, right? He learned brotherhood. So he comes in here and says, man, forget that. Forget everything I learned in my old life, because I sacrifice all that for the knowledge I learn now. You get what I'm saying? All that's done. But for the knowledge I get now, I'll live my life. So now keep going.
For whom I have suffered the loss of all things.
I suffered the loss of all things, man. Friends, family, loved ones. These are things that happen to you sometimes when you come into the truth. You might suffer some losses, some people that was close to you, some jobs, things, whatever. You might suffer those things. Go ahead.
And do count them but dung.
But I count them as what?
But dung.
That's nothing. Counting as nothing. Dung is shit. Things, right. Dung is things from the earth. You know what I'm saying? He counts them as nothing compared to what he has now. Go ahead.
Obviously, that's the way you break that down. I count them all.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's just a proper way of saying that. You know what I'm saying? Solid, good to go. All right. Any other questions? I had a question. I had two questions on here. If y'all have any questions in the room, let me know. All right. Let me go on the verse. The brother had a verse. Let me get 2nd Ezra 4:48 through 50. And then the other brother had a question, said, can you, Salaki, the curse of death, can you avoid the curse of death? Absolutely, you can avoid the curse of death. Because what's the curse of death? The curse of death is dying horribly. You know what I mean? Dying like tragically. Scripture says like we die in our youth. Scriptures also say like we live our life like a story, like a tall tale, like a tale told. Like meaning like we have these amazing lives. I have so many people I know in my life who are 19, 20, 18, 15, 17, people that died at a young age where they was in people's mind, they was gonna grow up to be legends. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this cat right here, he died and he would have, it's young people that died at ages. I mean, at young ages. But of course, you can escape the curse of death. You know what I mean? You can if you apply the laws of God to your life. You get what I'm saying? And I mean that wholeheartedly. Like if you apply what the Lord says to do in your life, you can avoid the curse of death. You understand? What's the curse of death? It's like the curse of death could be heart disease, diabetes. When I mean dying by diabetes, dying by heart disease, dying by obesity, dying by gunshot, dying by drug addiction. Like these are the curses that we get put on, and that's mostly how Black people die. Black people mostly die. I think we're the number one in heart disease, number one in HIV, number one in give me some more. I think number one in diabetes, number one in gun violence. You get what I'm saying? These are all curses. But to avoid those, you're gonna have to sincerely give yourself to the Most High. And when I say give yourself to the Most High, I mean apply the laws of God to your life and live accordingly. If you look to hope it, and even then, we still would need mercy before anything. So mercy plays a big part of it too. Meaning, the Lord had to look upon us and say He wants to give us mercy, because in actuality, we still deserve death. Y'all understand? We still deserve it. The reason why we're alive is strictly mercy. You understand? It's strictly mercy. All right. Now let's get those precepts.
Sorry, so you said
Second Esdras. Hold on 1 second. 4:48, I believe. This is where our lodges are. Second Esdras. 4:48 through 50. What's up? You got a question?
Sir, just wondering if, because I can think of a precept, but I was thinking if you could help me out with a precept that touched on that.
Which one?
Only alive strictly through mercy.
Oh, okay. Give me Nahum 2:1. But go ahead.
The book of Second Esdras, chapter 4, and verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
So I stood and saw, and behold, an hot burning oven passed by before me.
Salaki, read it from the top.
The book of Second Esdras, chapter 4, and verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
So I stood and saw, and behold, an hot burning oven passed by before me.
Go ahead.
And it happened that when the flame was gone by, I looked, and behold, the smoke remained still. After this, there passed by before me a watery cloud, and sent down much rain with a storm.
Mm-hmm.
And when the stormy rain was past, the drops remained still.
Go ahead.
Then said he unto me, consider with thyself, as the rain is more than the drops, and as the fire is greater than the smoke. But the drops and the smoke remain behind. So the quantity which is passed did more exceed.
Go to 57. Okay, no sweat. Hey, lots of let me get this broken down. I know this is a vision of Edra. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this broken down first before I give it to you. All right. So give me about a week and I'll get it back to you. Just text me about the precept that you need again. All right. Ash.
Nahum 2:1, sir?
Yeah, Nahum 2:1.
Sir. He that dasheth in pieces is come up before thy face.
Salaki, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Of course, you know the Lord's greatest power is His mercy. You understand? Go ahead.
Sir. Nahum chapter 1, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
God is jealous.
Go ahead.
And the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries.
Go ahead.
And he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power.
He great in what?
In power.
Go ahead.
And will not at all acquit the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm.
Go ahead.
And the clouds are the dust of his feet.
Let me read. Keep going. Keep going.
Verse 4. He rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. Bashan languisheth, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languisheth.
It's like go 5.
5. The mountains quake at him.
That's it. That's it. I'm trying to get maybe verse 1. Go to verse 1.
Nahum 1:1. The burden of Nineveh. The book of the vision of Nahum.
Okay. Okay. No sweat. That ain't the one I wanted. Then let me get Isaiah 30 and 18, and get Proverbs 28 and 13. All right. So let's go to Isaiah 30 and 18 first, and then Proverbs 28 and 13.
Isaiah 30 and 18, sir?
Yes.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore will the Lord wait, that he may be gracious unto you, and therefore will he be exalted.
One more time from the top.
And therefore will the Lord wait, that he may be gracious unto you,
Go ahead.
and therefore will he be exalted,
Mm-hmm.
that he may have mercy upon you, for the Lord is a God of judgment. Blessed are all they that wait for him.
There you go. Right. That's one. I'll give you another one. Hold that other one. Give me James 2 and 13. And then young man, if you give me Luke 6 and 36. You can read Luke 6 and 36 right now.
The book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 36.
Mm-hmm.
Be ye therefore merciful, as your Father also is merciful.
You understand, right? Even when you judge, right? When you judge somebody, when I mean in the essence, when I mean judge like in a council, right? You got to judge with mercy. You understand, right? Because the Lord judges you with mercy. Y'all get that, right? So anytime you think about casting someone away or saying how horrible someone is or whatever, or be so quick to trying to kick somebody out of school or want somebody out of school, just know the Lord had mercy on you. So you give mercy as well. You understand? Because someone, I'll pull this precept for you real quick. You got James 2 and 13?
God, sir.
Which one we just read right now?
Luke 6:36.
All right, give me James 2 and 13.
God, so Luke, James 2 and 13.
Uh-huh.
For he shall have judgment without mercy, that hath showeth no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment.
Y'all understand, right? He's gonna have mercy on someone who he is gonna have no mercy on someone who doesn't show mercy. Y'all understand? The Lord will give you mercy if you show mercy, but you got to be able to show mercy. You got to be like him. Y'all with me? Good to go. I'll give you one more though. 1 Peter 1 and 3.
The book of 1 Peter 1 and 3. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead.
There you go. To a lively hope, meaning while we're alive, we have hope to the resurrection of Jesus Christ because of his mercy. The whole reason why Christ came and died for us is so the Lord can be merciful on us and forgive us for our sins. Y'all, you with me? So just remember that. Remember that. Remember, mercy is a great thing. It's a great thing. We all need it too. There's no one on earth that doesn't need mercy. Y'all understand? Of course, except for the Edomites, according to the Bible, they're gonna get no mercy, no judge. That's in the Bible. They get no mercy for judgment. You get me? Solid. Where we at? Any other questions? Good. Moving forward, then. There's something I wanted to get to. Oh yeah, we talked about. I know John Muhammad went on this, but I want to take a different angle as well. Snitching, right? Y'all seen that? Y'all seen that thing with Gunna, right? Is Gunna? They saying Gunna's a snitch? Go ahead.
That's the word.
That's the word, right? That's the word. I'm not gonna say he is snitch yet, but it looked like he is snitching. But throwing that word around, of course, in the black community, that's a strong word. It's to say someone's a snitch, right? So I don't know. It sounds like he was snitching though. That's what it sounds like. But let's just talk about snitching, right? Snitching, of course, according to us, we're never gonna be in a position to snitch. You understand, right? Because you don't break the laws of God. Ain't no reason why you should snitch about anything. We work with the police all the time. When we go to camp or before we go to camp, we talk to the police and make sure that they're there. Just in case we have to put somebody down, they know that we was there and all this, right? We got to keep a paper trail of our self-defense when it comes about. Y'all understand, right? When we say we work with the police, that's it. We don't work with the police on solving crimes and turning people in. That's not what we do. Y'all understand, right? We work with the police as far as our rights to be at places and our permits and things like that. But we would never come in here and turn somebody in for committing a crime. There's criminals all in the Isupk. I don't know if y'all know that, right? Brothers in here with on probation and stuff like that. So no one would ever say, well, you on violation, brother. We got to turn you in. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Of course, you know that snitching is against the spirit of Christ, right? When I say that, like if someone was to go and, you know, snitching to me is like how some cats be flagging our videos. Maybe that's snitching. You know what I mean? That's like a dry, it's like a form of snitching. It ain't snitching, but it's a form of snitching. But let's get to loyalty. The point of the whole topic is loyalty and who truly are your friends. You understand? People like to call some people have a problem with calling people their friends too fast. You know what I mean? Of course, in the Bible says what about friends, Lahab? Prove you're a friend, right? And of course, we have a system in Isupk where you have to be in here for 90 days before you can get your Hebrew name. Sometimes more, sometimes longer. We have to prove, you have to show us consistently your character. You know what I mean? So much so that maybe in that and during that time we see something in you to believe that you can come into our ranks partially. When I mean partially, I mean as a trooper. It's not partial, but you're on your way. You get what I'm saying? You did good in your first step. Now there's another step. So let's get some precepts, right? Let me get prove you a friend. But before we go to prove you a friend, give me where Christ said, if they left, they was never with us, right? In John, 1 John, I believe. 1 John 2:19. I believe it's 1 John 2:19. Find that for me. Let's read that. And we'll get into all those things, right? Of course, anyone in the world you can't trust. Now, of course, there's a 1% of people in the world that won't rat on their friends, who sat down and took 10 years for somebody, or took some extra years for so somebody can get less years. There is a 1% of those people. I'm not going to deny that. But most of the people work with the police. Killers are murderers are snitches. You know what I mean? Meaning they tell on people so they can be out and still commit crimes and still tell on people. They're murderers who are confidential informants. You understand? They get paid for doing what they're doing. It's like a job for them. Y'all understand, right? That's why in the world you can never really put your trust in is because one day if you was committing crimes that someone was going to tell on you and you was going to go to jail. That's how it works. Unless you start being a snitch too. Right? Unless you start working with the feds too, or working with the police too. Right? That's the only way you really can stay out. If you start giving up things, giving up people. But let's go.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 19.
And this is why it's important when we rocking together, right? We're rolling together, and this brother's in a UPK, and someone was to ever leave us, right? That's why when people say how down they are with us and how much they around us and how strongly they love the UPK and what it's done for his family, I hear them loud and clear. Because if they ever leave, I just want to know what type of person they really are. You know what I mean? I want to know what type of person they really were the whole time, because in all those words, sometimes it gets in your mind like you don't halfway believe them. You got to push that out though, because they in here, right? They rolling with you, so you got to push that thought process of them not being honest out your mind. But then when they do leave, you come to fruition like, oh yeah, I knew you was not like that. You get what I'm saying? I knew it, right? But let's read.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 19.
Go ahead.
They went out from us, but they were not of us.
They went out from us, but they were not of us. Meaning there was people that rock with us, roll with us, but then left us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, Commander Jay is the ultimate story of everyone leaving. You know what I mean? So many brothers that was rolling with him that left, started their own school, left and did their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like those so many cats who did that. So he's seen it. But of course he stayed the course, right? So when you see people come in here that would rock with us, but then leave, don't be so surprised. I'm never surprised. And no one ever, when someone cat leaves, I'm never really like shocked. You understand? I used to be. It was a time where I used to be like, dang, what? And now I just like, that's normal. You get what I'm saying? It's just like we don't even talk about it no more. It's like a very small thing. Some cat like, what happened to Whoopty Whoop? And the person who's saying what happened knows what happened. He just want to talk about it. Just ain't nothing wrong with it. You want to talk about the cat? He gone, right? But it's so small to us now. Go ahead.
They went out from us, but they were not of us.
Go ahead.
For if they had been of us,
go ahead.
They would no doubt have continued with us.
Y'all understand? There's people that would never leave us. Y'all with that? Y'all understand, right? There's people who would never leave us. Of course, we come in here and we give our oath to the Most High in Christ. Get what I'm saying? With oil anointed on our head. And some of us take that very serious. And some of us don't know the seriousness of it. Y'all understand? Sometimes when you come in here and you wondering why you ain't got your Hebrew name, or sometimes you wondering why you can't become an officer, it's because brothers don't see it in you yet to be this person that has to ultimately give their life to the Lord forever. and it's a curse once you leave. You understand? It's almost like we saving your life. You understand, right? Almost like we saving your life, because this is the thing. Once you do it, your life is over. You understand that, right? Once you do it, your life is over. I mean, meaning over your life. Give me Galatians 2:20. Any more on that? Keep going.
But they went out, that they might be made manifest, that they were not all of us.
You understand? They went out so they can be made manifest to show that they would never all of like one of us. Keep going.
But ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 21, I have not written unto you because ye know not the truth, but because ye know it, and that no lie is of the truth.
There you go. There's no lie of the truth. There's no one that can leave us and talk about how horrible. I've seen something on social media, and this is funny. They said, where we were at, Galatians 2:20, right? People said, it was funny. It said, when a woman finally leaves a relationship after 3 years, she talks the worst garbage about the brother she was with, right? I'm paraphrasing. Like, damn, they said, damn, you was with him 3 years and now he never washed his ass? Well, basically what they're saying is, once they leave, that's when all the bad shit about you comes out. You know what I'm saying? Now they can talk about you. Now they can talk about all the things, that you've done to them. Oh, he abused me. Oh, in there, they they just be drinking liquor and having sex with women. I'm like, damn, she ain't lying. She is not lying. Believe those stories. That was real. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. She's in the place she needs to be now, because they don't drink liquor and they sleep with men, I guess. Right? That's a good place for her, because ain't nobody about to sleep with her, man. That's what she thinks. So people come, they go and talk about you and leave. They leave you. They roll with you. Just imagine someone rolling with you, right? Now, I can't even. None of y'all are down. Y'all hardcore brothers, right? Imagine one of us rolling, and now all of a sudden, one of us is not here anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's betrayal. That's like betrayal to the utmost. Do you want me not to feel? I'm gonna feel away. I'm gonna look at you, and I got this song in my phone that I can't wait to play in case someone leaves. I'm gonna tag you in it, and I'm gonna dedicate the song to you, and we're gonna talk about you and how we knew you was like this. We all gonna talk about, yeah, we knew. I knew. Y'all didn't know. I'm gonna make up some shit. I knew he was like that. I'm gonna make it worse for the cat. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to, because anyone who leaves us is a traitor. You know what I'm saying? We all came in this together. We're all rocking together, treating each other like brothers. So one and then you leave your brothers. Like this cat right here, Gunner, he told. I mean, if it's true, he told on his friend. I mean, of course, I'm not surprised, but what happened to all that loyalty talking, love talking? You know what I'm saying? The scripture says there's no greater thing that a man lay down his life for his friends. That wasn't their friends. You know what I mean? Young Thug wasn't his friend, obviously. Now, the other cat who told that they wasn't friends, because freedom matters more than brotherhood, but not in this place. You understand, right? Y'all truly get that, right? Brotherhood matters more over your children. Y'all get that? Over your mother, over your wives. Brotherhood matters more above all those things. Just to make that clear, so we're not confused about anything, right? All right, no sweat. Let's go. Where we at? Galatians 2. Now, this is what Paul said. Go ahead.
The book of Galatians, chapter 2, and verse 20. I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live.
Y'all remember this precept, right? Christ, what Paul is saying is that he's crucified with Christ, meaning he died with Christ. In saying this, what is he saying? Stop on. What is he saying?
Crucified Christ, meaning he killed that. He recognizes the sacrifice Christ made, and
Make it short. You said it.
He changed his life for the sake of Christ.
What does it mean to say he's crucified with Christ?
He's dead to the world, or
he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. That's right. But what's Paul's surname?
Saul.
Saul's dead.
Okay.
He said, I'm crucified with Christ. Go ahead. Because what happens when Christ died? Go ahead.
We live, or we got a chance to live.
When Christ, Yes, but what happened when Christ died? La?
Christ died. He,
What happened when Christ died, Ash?
It was the grave to put the old man in.
Okay, all y'all's right there. Right. When Christ died, the old man died. Right? That's exactly what happened. That's why he said, I'm crucified with Christ. When Christ died, my surname died. Your surname died. You get what I'm saying? That's why he said, I'm crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, go ahead.
Nevertheless, I live.
Uh-huh.
Yet not I.
Not what?
Yet not I.
Yet not I. Not me. Not whatever your name was in the world. Go ahead.
But Christ liveth in me.
But Christ liveth in me. So Christ is alive through us now. Right? 1 second. Go ahead.
And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me.
Y'all understand? Now I live in the faith of Christ. That's my life now. So imagine being disloyal to that. That's perspective you got to put it in for people to truly understand someone dying for them, because you don't see that person who died for you. You know what I mean? Like how do Americans feel about Veterans Day? Real Americans feel it. They cry. They wake up and just start crying. Like you don't feel that because you're not American, but someone who's an American, loves America and believes in the military and stuff, they'll wake up and cry because of people that died for them so they can have freedom. You get what I'm saying? They should feel like that. That is in the right spirit of America, right or wrong. Like if I was American, I would cry too on Veterans Day. I'd get up and just start crying all the time, and I'll say America is beautiful and America the great, because people that died for America wanted you to live. You know what I mean? So you should feel the same way about Christ, who wanted you to live. Keep going.
I do not frustrate the grace of God, for if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain.
Y'all understand, right? If righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain. Meaning if the law was righteous, then there's no reason for Christ to die. But he had to die because the law which is righteous, but the law wasn't righteous enough for you to stop sinning. So he had to die for it. You understand? So he had to die for it. So what I'm really trying to put together is the word loyalty, right? Can someone look up the word loyalty? And also, can you look up the word love, right? According to the Bible. She had a question.
Sir, my question is in verse 20, when it says, I'm crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me.
Right.
Can you use the scriptures that we used earlier about the flesh and the spirit?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So the spirit is the spirit of Christ.
The spirit is the spirit of Christ. The spirit of the spirit. Who had a better spirit than Christ? Right. That's the only person. That's the only entity. He said, don't call it me good, but only call one good. That, you know what I mean? The most I'm paraphrasing. Y'all understand, right? That's what he said. Don't call it me good. It's only one that's good. So you want to have the spirit of Christ and the spirit of loyalty and the spirit of love. Like love ain't, you know, what we think it is in the world, as far as, oh, this person is such a good person, I love them. Like I love this person because of, you know, whatever. Love is just the duty of it is what's more important. You know what I'm saying? Like a child, right? A child. Some people. You ever seen the movie Fences? Probably not. I don't know. You seen it? Oh, Most High in Christ. Remember that part when he said, "Do you love me?" His son asked him. The son asked the father, "Do you love me?" And he was like, "I don't gotta love you." Remember that whole part? And he was like, "I don't gotta love you. Like I made you. Y'all take care of you. I pay the bill." Like, you all remember that part, right? Like love is that duty. It's the duty of doing something for someone, no matter what, right? No matter what. Of course, according to us, we have conditions. You know what I'm saying? I can't love my son if he grows up and, God forbid, be something I don't want him to be, right? I have to stop loving him. I'll be a good father for that. You know what I'm saying? But a good son will do whatever his father says. If you're a good son, we're gonna do whatever the father says, right? That was a bar. That was like a rap bar. That's a lie. That was kind of hard. You got that up? Go ahead.
Also, like, the preset?
Yeah, what precept we at?
Oh, no, I thought you asked me if I understand what you said.
Oh, so like what precept we at?
You guys for the definition of loyalty.
Loyalty. Lahab, you got a top one, you got it?
Out of the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, the word loyalty, which is a noun, it says the quality or state or an instance of being loyal.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty implies a faithfulness that is steadfast in the face of any temptation to renounce or betray.
You understand? And not only are you going to be loyal to the school, but you have to be loyal to one another. You get what I'm saying? Like being loyal to the school is one thing, and you have to be loyal to the school, but you have to have the reputation of being a loyal person to one another too. You understand? Like no one can talk about your brother. No one can say anything bad about your brother to you ever. You know what I'm saying? There's one person who comes back and tells you what someone says, and there's one person who talks to that person about what they said about you. You understand? Be the latter. Be the latter. So you want to make sure that you're loyal in every aspect of life. Y'all get that, right? The world doesn't have that. And we got to conquer that in here. We got to conquer that in here. We got to be those things. And a lot of us are like that. A lot of us got to keep practicing to be like that. Because there's going to be times where your zeal ain't all the way up to 1,000 like it should be. And you're going to need someone to lean on. And someone who is a friend is going to be there for you, right? Let's get that precept. Prove you're a friend.
Like that, I got 1 John 5:3 is the one.
Yes, I do. Okay.
1 John 5:3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Oh, now what?
Grievous.
There you go. Go ahead.
For whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world.
Say what?
And
No, read that last part.
overcometh the world.
No, read it a little more up.
For whatsoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world.
So whatsoever that is born of the Most High overcometh the world. If you're born again, right, you can overcome the world. What we talking about earlier, how the world is destined to destroy blacks and Hispanics, right? So you have to overcome it regardless. If you're born again, if you're born of the Lord, right? No, go up a little more.
By this we know that we love the children of the Most High, when we love God and keep his commandments.
We love what?
When we love the Most High and keep his commandments.
Y'all understand, right? That's how we know. We love God and keep his commandments. What is love? Keeping God's commandments. What is his commandments? To love one another. That's the point. You know what I mean? Cats in the world can't get that. How many people you know, like I for sure, I know you guys know, growing up in California, Southern California on top of that, you try to find love everywhere. A lot of people try to find love in gangs, sports, you know what I'm saying? Cliques, all these things. You try to find love in all these places, but you never, the Christian church, fellowship, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the hell they do in the Christian church. You try to find love in all these places, you know what I mean? But there's no love in any of those places. There's forms of love. Don't get it twisted, right? There's forms of love. There's forms of having someone's back, but there's no true love. You understand? There's no true love. A lot of people can finally be themselves in here because they finding true love. Someone who can really be there for them and really accept them and accept them where they at, but make sure they change to the person they're supposed to be. You understand? And you can accept somebody for sure, but they're gonna have to change to become someone who the Lord wants them to be. And we are the people that can push them to be that. We don't accept nothing less. You understand? All right, let's get prove you a friend.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
Y'all understand that, right? Be not what to credit him?
Be not hasty to credit him.
Right. You meet someone meets someone, and you just start man, this is the best person I remember. Like, stop doing that. That's weird. You just met this guy. You get what I'm saying? You know what I like to do? When I meet someone, I like to just to be around them. I like to be around them, like, and they think it's because I really want to be around them, you know? Maybe. Really, I just want to see what type of person you are before you come up in here for real. You get what I'm saying? That's what you gotta do. Like the scriptures, I mean, what do people say in the world, right? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. That's what they say. I like being around people because I want to see what type of person you truly are. You know what I'm saying? And you should want to do that too. Like, what kind of cat is this? What type of? How did you grow up? You know, why was you in this group and you're in this group now? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you live? Why you talk like that? It should be a lot of things you got to look out for. Got to be around this person to get to know him, and you got to stop things fast. You know what I'm saying? Someone grows in here, and he has or she has a certain type of spirit on them that needs to be checked. You got to be the person to check it quickly. Y'all get that right? Quickly, you snip that in the butt. Get that out of their system, so they won't come in here and be a cancer to us. And that's another part of being loyal to the school is not allowing cancers to grow in here. Y'all understand? Y'all seen that shirt? Y'all seen that? It's a shirt. Subtraction. Stronger with subtraction.
Stronger by subjection.
No, not subtraction.
Subtraction. Okay.
Yeah, stronger by subtraction, right? Yeah, the less the better. Now the school is growing. That's beautiful. The school should grow. But more people, more problems. And more people to handle, more people to perfect. You understand? I would want a lot of people in here, but it's a lot of work that you have to be done just by that person. Being in here is not enough. You're gonna have to apply yourself. Go ahead, Ash. Perfect. All right. That one.
That's heavy too, sir, if I could, because there was a lot of people following Christ at first, but he started teaching things they didn't understand.
Yeah.
He dwindled down to 12.
Come on. Yeah.
Fake Israelites, they glorifying, we thousands and thousands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I seen that purple homosexual. He was talking about, like, I'm not gonna say how many, because David, he didn't count the numbers. It was hundreds.
Right.
Yeah. And like a simple-minded cat would be like, I gotta join that army. And that's good. You should join that army. That's the army for you. You know what I'm saying? This place is not for everybody. You know who's for everybody? Oh man, I wish I would have said it. Come on. Who's for everybody? Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on, man. Yeah, that's true. But who's for everybody? You ever heard the term? Yeah, she for everybody. Yeah, whores are for everybody. Everybody can get that. Everybody can get a purple shirt. Damn. You got to pay $2,000 for it, but you can get one. Let me stop, man. Let's get some more, right? Let's get some more friends and trustworthy precepts, all right? Pull me some, Akio.
So what type of precepts are?
Trustworthy, loyalty. I got a couple right here. Hold on one second.
Sorry, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You want David and Jonathan or you?
David and Jonathan is good.
I got the one with Abraham, sir, with Lord.
Yeah, that's good too.
I got one that goes like straight to the point. That's fine.
Go pull it. Olivia Arnold, meaning this. There's someone that might come in here. We don't have cancers in here, but it's someone who might be have an evil spirit, and it goes unchecked. So if it goes unchecked, that cancer becomes bigger. The cancer starts to spread, and if you don't find who the cancer is, then you might poison a few men, if not more. Matter of fact, pull that. Let me get the lump 11. Give me that precept first. Now I'll pull a precept for you real quick. Lahab, you got it? Go ahead, read yours.
First Samuel 20, and I'll start from 16 to 17. So Jonathan made a covenant with the house of David, saying, "Let the Lord even require it at the hand of David's enemies." And Jonathan caused David to swear again, because he loved him.
Mhm.
For he loved him as he loved his own soul.
Go ahead.
That
What was the point?
I was going to say that Jonathan and David had a strong bond.
Yeah.
I was going to pull a precept where it said that his love surpassed the woman.
Yeah,
So
kind.
that's how strong their bond was.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like the loyalty in the Bible is different. You know what I'm saying? Loyalty in the Bible, them brothers really had brotherhood. You know what I mean? A lot of people think brotherhood is just always looking out for someone. Sometimes it is. Brotherhood just is a sense of being on one accord all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's brotherhood all the time. And then seeing someone get out the spirit for a second and getting corrected back into the spirit. You know what I mean? Brotherhood is you doing something for someone, even if it don't benefit you. You know what I mean? It might benefit just this cat, but you're gonna have to do that for him because the Lord said you're doing it. It's better to hurt for someone else so they can succeed. You know what I mean? That's brotherhood. Like it goes both ways. So if you need somebody at sometimes, like how many times have I have asked brothers to help me move? That don't help them. You know what I mean? Make them legs tired and they're sweaty and taking their time out their day because I gotta move and I need your help, and that only benefits me. You know what I mean? And that's just how it goes sometimes. I need you to help me move. Con, yeah, let's do it. Let's go move for 7 hours. That don't benefit nobody, but the brother was moving. You know what I mean? So like sometimes it be like that though. But the scriptures say what? If a brother asks you to walk a mile, walk twain. Right? Walk with him. It's so many times I done seen brothers literally take their sweater off and give it to a brother or do things for a cat where I know that might hurt him. Give him his last $50, whatever it might be. Cats are just like that. Those are just small examples. There's bigger ones. I know I done for sure got bailed out of jail and never was told to get the money back. That was crazy. Right? You know what I mean? Like I wanted to, and they didn't even accept it. It's crazy. But it'd be like that. You got it? Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 5:6.
Mm-hmm.
Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?
Right. Don't you know that a little leaven, this is for you, Olivia Arnold, right? This is 1 Corinthians 5:6. A little leaveneth the whole lump. Meaning if you get a little leaven, this is a metaphor because bread is leaven or like unleavened bread. If you get a little leaven though, something that puffs up bread in your school, and it might leaven the whole lump. It might make the cancer grow. But if you cut the cancer down where it starts, then it won't poison the school. The bread won't get any leaven. It will stay flat. It will stay perfect as it should be. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Purge out, therefore, the old leaven,
Mm-hmm.
that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened.
There you go. So purge out the old leaven. So you might be a what? A new lump?
A new lump.
A new lump. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 5:7.
Mm-hmm.
Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened.
As you are what?
Unleavened.
There you go. As you are unleavened. That's all. You know what I mean? So we have to make sure we do that. All right. Moving forward. Any questions off the top? Sorry, go ahead. You got one more?
I had a precept.
Go ahead. Get a preset.
Romans 16:17.
Go ahead.
Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
And what?
And avoid them.
Go ahead.
And that word mark, it's interesting. I found it interesting, sir, if I could.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Greek, it's scopeo, which means to scope out.
To scope out. Ooh wee.
Kind of how you saying how you like to see how this person get down, and
Mm-hmm.
you know who they are, who they was growing up, and things like that. And if you see someone that's acting in a way that's not UPK, or that can be cancerous, you weed them out and avoid them.
Exactly. Perfect. Scope out. Scopeo? Most High in Christ. That was excellent. Scope them out. All right. Go ahead.
I had this one too on 1 Corinthians 10:16.
Okay.
The cup of blessing. I'm not sure you want that one.
The what?
The cup of blessing.
The what?
The cup of blessing.
The cup of blessing.
Which we bless.
Go ahead.
I was like, I'll read. 1 Corinthians 10:16. Oh, sorry, for 15. I speak to wise men. Judge ye what I say. The cup of blessing which we bless, is it not the communion of the blood of Christ? The bread which we break, is it not the communion of the body of Christ? For we being many are one bread and one body, for we are all partakers of that one bread.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this breakdown. It was a loyalty breakdown, which pretty much means that like pretty much whenever we get together, it's for Christ. The bread that we eat, the food that we eat, the drinks that we have, everything that we do is for Christ.
There you go.
So like pretty much we all met each other because of Christ. Without Christ, we would have never met each other.
Perfect. What precept was that?
1 Corinthians 10 and 16.
That's the one I got right here. I'm about to read for sure. Most High in Christ. That is that one. All right. Bet. I need one more though. Hold on. I'm trying to look for it. It's a good one. If I can't find it, we'll move on. I can't even find it. Don't even sweat it. I'm about to move forward. Any other questions? Okay, no sweat. All right, let's get this a couple. Just a couple, right? Go ahead. Go ahead, top one.
What's some good ways to? I've heard that Juno said the last couple of weeks in class.
Yeah.
On when you're battling somebody, to be on the offense more than the defense.
Right.
So like, what's some good strategies like for as far as camp or battling in general?
Yeah.
What's some good ways to make sure you're always on the offense?
Solid. Okay. People might ask a question to you, right? They'll say, show me. Okay, no. Someone comes a question and says, give me an example. Just give me an example.
Okay. Someone says, Islam is the truth.
Islam is the truth.
Islam is the truth. You should, the Bible is false.
Okay, the Bible is false. All right. Okay, prove it to me. Oh, go ahead, prove it. Like, how you prove that the Bible is false? Right? You know what I mean? Prove to me that Islam is the truth. Go ahead. You got it. I'm waiting. Like, you know what I mean? Like make them do what they asking you. You know what I'm saying? Like, to stay on the offense is not to make you prove it, make them prove it. And then while they're proving it, they're gonna stutter. And when they start stuttering, that's when you say, don't worry about it. I got it. I'll show you because I know you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you just go in there. Always be on the offense is letting them prove it and cutting them with their words and not you proving it. Because every time you have to pull out the Bible and give me a precept and give me that, there is times for those, right? But there's times where you ask the question. You came in front of me. Tell me. I don't go in front of your Muslim mosque and tell you to prove anything. You get what I'm saying? Like, where is your Muslim mosque? Right? Is it that you are you in the Muslim mosque that molested the little girls? Are you in that Muslim mosque that kidnapped them babies? Which Muslim mosque you into? You know what I'm saying? Start. Another offensive weapon that you do is degrade them. Say the truth about them and who they are. You know what I'm saying? Start ridiculing them. Talk about them. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
If I could, as well. What's the line between? I feel like I know the answer, but I just want to be sure. Degrading them and personal attack.
Is saying, okay, there you go. Just what you said. You degrade their religion.
Okay.
You don't degrade them.
You're fat.
Yeah, it's such a, like, you know, fat ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to say that.
Right.
You want to talk about their religion. Talk about their religion. Talk about, how they dress. If he's dressed like a Muslim, that's how they ridicule us. They talk about, you look like a Power Ranger. And what would you say to that? Yeah, because I'm ready to save the world. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm dressed like this for a reason. How you dress like a side bitch? It's like, that's ridiculous. Don't say that. So like, like a side bitch. That was crazy. This is like, what the fuck? Now you dress like, you dress like a woman going to bed. Like a moo-moo. It's like, you hit me off one more time. You dress like, you want to just ridicule them. Ridicule their religion, ridicule who they are, ridicule how if there's a black Muslim, you know what I mean. You want to talk about how he's a traitor. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about he don't know what he's doing. Have you been to prison? Like, because prison is where Muslims live. Yeah, prison is where it's at. You know what I mean? He's only that because of a prison. You know what I mean? And he sells drugs at why he wears that kufi. You know, lie.
I remember watching a video with Captain Shot. I remember some white boy. He was dressed like a Judite.
Mhm.
Getting aggressive with the camp, going from one brother to another, trying to get in the face. He was trying to go inside the camp. Captain Shot was like, hey, don't try to block him. Like, what is Marshall Mathers gonna do to me?
Marshall Mathers.
That
God.
was a cold one, but
Yeah.
would that be considered like personal attack?
No. He's trying to come into the camp. Yeah, bring him into deep waters. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, no one is above personal attacks. I don't want to say that, but sometimes brother might take a check-in. You know what I'm saying? You might take a check-in. You know what I mean? Like, there's a seasoned brother who says that. You feel what I mean? You feel seasoned enough to say something. And if I catch it, and I might be like, you know what? That was like bad, but it was warranted. You know what I'm saying? Just depends on the brother who's in charge of the camp. Like, that was, I can accept that. You know what I mean? I can accept that. That was too wild. You know what I'm saying? It was good content. You know what I mean? But there's other times where you want to be careful because you're battling somebody. You want to always make the battle between you want to be the person who is the representative of God, though. Don't ever be the representative of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, your knowledge is not bigger than God's knowledge. So always think about that when you go into a battle. You know what I mean? You don't want to be puffed up and do something because you start to take away from the power of the Bible. You're trying to insert your power. You know what I'm saying? So always insert the Lord's power in everything. You know what I mean? So when he talks and he talks and he talks and then use his words against him, that's the number one thing you can do is use his words against him. Always listen to him clear. Make sure it's clear when you're listening. You're listening perfectly. Even when you're talking, you're listening to him. You know what I mean? Look at his whole style. Read his spirit and just go off. Go off. You got a whole Islam breakdown, but you don't even need it. Probably need 2 precepts, 1 precept. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Some other cat comes up. He's against he's against Commander Johanna. He talks about how Commander Johanna, pushed everybody out to school, whatever. And then what are you talking about? You'd even know. He's like, I was there in the 90s. He just go in on the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Go in on how all them cats at 90s, you know what I mean, is the reason why we here. Because y'all couldn't do the job. A lot of cats like to do that. I was here since, 2000. You're not here now. Don't give a damn. Like, you know what I mean? I always say like I'm in charge, but whoever's on the mic is in charge. You get what I'm saying? Like, whoever's on the mic, yeah, you was here. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm in charge now, though. And say that. Just say that to them. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're nobody. You're no one. So get violent. Make them want to get violent. That's a lot. That's a bit like once you get a cat that want to get physical, that's how you know you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get him physical. Like, you make him want to like bite you. What? And then you just insert like what are you going to do? What get your arm? What, you have an army? Make him want to go there with you. You know what I mean? Good to go? Any other questions? Solid. All right, I want to get into multiple wives. Y'all don't mind? Just because everything that's been happening. Y'all seen the thing with Diddy. It's just on social media, right? Diddy and he had a little joint that had a baby. The Kelsey and Meg and the Stallion thing. I wasn't even into it, but there's some Indian cat in social media, right, breaking the whole thing. Now, you know what I'm talking about? So, like, and my angle about this is to never say that a man and woman, a woman should ever have to accept a man having more than one wife, because that's not in the Bible. A woman doesn't have to be angry about a man having more than one wife. A man can do whatever he likes to, though. Y'all understand? Man, if he's gonna have one, he's gonna have another woman. That's just up to the man, right? But I would say it is in the Bible, it is biblical, and it is natural. It's a very natural thing for a man to want more than one woman. Of course, it's not only natural biblically, it's natural carnally in the world, right? In the world, they doing it all the time, like all the time. And I just want to break something down real quick for women and men about that, right? Let's get to it, right? So let's just get Isaiah 4:1. Give me the best multiple wide precept real quick, if you don't mind. I think Isaiah 4:1 or let me get Solomon. Solomon had 1,000 wives, right? Let me get that. It's 1 Kings 11:1.
The book of First Kings, chapter 11 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
But King Solomon loved many strange women,
Go ahead.
together with the daughter of Pharaoh, woman of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites.
Oh, Salaki, my bad. That's not the right precept. But listen, Solomon definitely had sex with. He had 700 wives and 300 concubines, right? And then on top of that, he had sex with strange women, women outside of his race, which was wrong, which was a sin, and he committed a crime by doing that, right? Which he should have never did. You should never sleep with a woman outside of your nation. Y'all understand that, right? But let's get this. Hold on one second. Hold on. Isaiah 4:1. And then I'm gonna go into like this is a short psychology about it. All right. Go ahead.
Isaiah 4:1. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man,
Mm-hmm.
saying, "We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel.
Right.
Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach."
Solid. Perfect. Can you give me the word monogamy? Monogamy, right? The word monogamy. And I'm gonna just break down something real quick. There's a thing in our community, especially because of Western philosophies, right? Western philosophies baptize you to believe that the way of life of how white Americans live their life is the way you should live your life, and which is not true. And everything that your natural instinct tells you to do is normal as a man. A man, and not all men, some men want to just be with one woman. That's perfectly fine. Ain't nothing wrong. Some men don't want a woman, right? No one ever talks about that. No one ever talks about the brother who just is good without a woman, right? And then there's some men who want more than one woman, right? This thing with Tory Lanez, he had sex with the friends. I would never suggest a man have sex with 2 friends. Not that it's unlawful, it's just problematic, right? So that you see what happened in a court. Talk about who shot who, right? Problematic. You should all, if you're gonna deal with multiple women, deal with a woman who is a stranger to the next woman, or not cordial, or not friendly. You would deal with woman over here and a woman over there. If you're gonna deal with more than one, deal with someone who that they won't know. They don't know each other in their personal life, right? Maybe they can get along together later, but that's neither here or there. So now, if a man does it, a man is ridiculed because of him being dishonest or being give me some more. He's being dishonest. He's being some men are honest, but most men are dishonest about who they deal with because they don't want to lose a woman, or they don't want to deal with the arguing. They don't want to deal with all that. So they lie to women. Now, you should never lie to a woman about having or dealing with another woman. You understand? You should never want to lie to a woman, because once you lie to her, what do you give her? That one,
Power.
you give her power. And it also shows how scared you are of her. In her psyche, she knows that. So you don't want to lie to her, right? Lying to her would just sharpen her sword against you. When you go out, now it's a problem. Anytime you go outside the door, it's going to be a problem because you're a liar. So you don't want to lie. Don't do that, right? But don't be afraid to do what's natural. You understand? If natural is you being with another woman, it's a thing that is a black thing. It's very black of you. If your father only had one woman, you probably wouldn't have brothers and sisters. Right? You know what I'm saying? A lot of us is like that. Just like it. Right? So now you look at that, right? You look at the situation with Tory Lanez and those two sisters, right? Of course, they both could have just dealt with it, brother. They was already friends. That's the other psyche about it, right? You don't want to talk about that. They're already friends, but of course they fighting over the same cat. So that was terrible, fam. Right? Bad decision, of course. But now that they didn't think about it as a relationship type thing. He just what they call hooking up with both of them, right? He's hooking up with both of them. So when you're hooking up with somebody, especially as a woman, what's natural to her is she likes you now. She wants to be with you now. Most men can have sex with a woman, and he'll like them for sure, but he'll also like her friend too. You get what I mean? And that's what I mean it's problematic. How do I cut out of this? Okay, so it could be problematic. So now you have sex with this woman, you have sex with that woman. Women start to like you, and of course they're gonna fight over you. You understand? They're friends, and they're sharing you. You get that, right? So if you sharing somebody and you're friends with them, someone is probably gonna get shot in the foot, if not the chest or whatever, right? That's what happens. He shouldn't have dealt with two friends. That's his only problem. He wasn't wrong for dealing with two women though. Y'all get that? So now let's go back to this, right? Did we read the precept already? Read it from the top again.
Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel.
Go ahead.
Only let us be called by thy name.
Right.
To take away our reproach.
Right. I got a question right here. So a sister said, for a man to have or want them many wives, one of them wives is not getting no attention. So how does that work? I got you. And what you're saying could be very true. Some brothers might have sex with a woman, and that be the woman he sees on a daily basis or a weekly basis or whatever. And there's a woman that he has sex with, he might not see once or twice a month. You're very right. But that woman made that decision when she had sex with that man of when she was going to see him. Most of the time, when you're dealing with a man, you see him. If you already see him once a month, twice a month, and you finally had sex with him, I hope you don't think that's going to change, right? The timing doesn't change because you just had sex with the cat. Nothing changes. You had sex with the brother, and that's as much time you're going to see him, more than likely. So I would just say if you want a man that's going to give you more attention and more time, then you're going to have to make yourself available, or try to make yourself available as much as you can for you and that brother, if you want that. Now, if you don't want a brother that you're going to see every week, once a week or twice a week, then you shouldn't deal with a brother like that. I hope you understand that. You know what I mean? So that's why it's important for you to hold on to whatever you holding on to until you get what the timing that is agreed upon for both of y'all. But whatever a cat's timing he's gonna show you is more than likely the time you're gonna get. You understand? Solid. All right. So okay, so let's get into it, right? So a man can have more than one wife. That's biblical. Convincing a woman that you can have more than one wife is a waste of time. I'm just trying to help y'all out, right? Don't do that. That's a waste of time. You should never have to tell a woman it's biblical that you can have more than one wife. That's not a conversation that you need to have, right? Now, once you get a woman, maybe then that would be the good time to tell her why you're gone on these days. You understand? It's better for her to find out that way than her to find out any other way. Y'all with me? Like it's less problematic if you tell her, like, listen, yeah, this is my situation. I'm gonna be gone on, this day and that day. Boom. It's less problematic. Because what are you doing when you're gone? And you can't be around on those days. You understand? It just helps the relationship out. And if she really loves you, where's she gonna go? Leave you? We just read about if they really leave you, was they really with you? You get what I'm saying? So and women are good at that. They're good at threatening you. Someone will absolutely leave you straight up. They'll just bounce out. Don't get that twisted. But some women will not. Some women just be mad at you for a long time, forever maybe. But they ain't gonna leave you. But it's less problematic if you tell them about those days you're gone and why you're gone. If you're gonna do that, you get what I'm saying? Why are you gone? Well, this is what I got going on. Whoop whoop. That's why I'm gone. All right. You should take full control of those type of things. If you want to be upfront and real about it, right? Want to be upfront and real about it, just do it. Just do it. Don't sweat nothing else. Y'all with me? Just do it and don't sweat anything else. What you don't want to do is make excuses, make lies up, make up things that'll make things worse for her. She gonna drive her. You're gonna drive the woman crazy. You're gonna drive the woman absolutely crazy. She's gonna lose her damn mind dealing with you. So just be upfront about it, right? Because why? It's your God given right. Now I'm only talking to brothers who want to live that life. Not everyone wants to live that life. Some brothers don't want them problems, and I understand. You got a question? Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Not everyone has to live that life. I'm just saying for anyone who wants to take that life because it's responsibilities and it's deadly serious. You know what I mean? It's dead serious. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. All right. There's another thing. There's a woman also who loves a man and goes from, you know, being with that man, and now this man has a new woman or whatever, and now her love is lost because of that situation, and now she wants to move on because she's not happy, right? What is happiness? Raise your hand. What was the other word I told y'all to look up? Monogamy. What is happiness? Look up the word happy if you don't mind. And this is a word that we cannot live by, both as men and women. Raise your hand if you're happy right now. Nobody raised their hand. Raise your hand if you're content. Yeah, content. Yeah, everybody raised their hand, right? Being happy. I'm glad that y'all did that, because as a man, being happy is a what is that word? Is an emotion. It's a state of mind. It's something that happens for instance. You get what I'm saying? I bet, right? I bet on some games. When I hit a parlay, I'm happy. I'm happy for about 4 hours, and after that, I'm not. I'm just whatever. Though. You know what I'm saying? It's a good time. After that, I'm content. Being content is better than being happy. You understand? You got the word? She got it? Go ahead.
As a Merriam-Webster's dictionary, happy, definition one, feeling or showing pleasure.
Feeling or showing pleasure, right? When you have sex, you have pleasure as a man for about like 15 seconds. Oh, it's like it's the sex, and then when you finish, the pleasure is about like 10 to 15 seconds. That's happy. And after that, you're content. You understand? You know what I mean? Like it's a feeling. It goes away. Being content is more natural, right? If you have a good brother, won't you be with that brother? Yeah. You think you're the only one that wants this good brother? Are you selfish? Well, listen, I might get heavy now. It might be it might be some angry women behind this, but he is a brother though. He's a good brother. He's a hero. He deserves it. He deserves those. He deserves them. Go ahead.
Oh no.
He deserves them, and I feel like you should be happy for him in that. You know what I mean? The psyche is, what are you gonna do without him? You're gonna move on to another man. This is the part. This is the part that blows my mind. You're going to move on to another man who is going to sleep with other women. You understand? Y'all get that, right? You're going to move on to a man who will have other women. That's straight up. You know why and the cold part is she knows that, because that's the whole reason why she broke up with her last man and the man before that. Y'all understand? She thought you was gonna be different. You might be the worst. You don't want that stand on it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that said God said this okay. God damn, you forget. Like you, like these other cats were just lying. They were just lying to them, and they getting caught up. You don't want that standing on it and saying that God says it's too wild. I'm just saying, though, that the psyche behind it is this. Read the word monogamy.
The definition of monogamy out of the Merriam-Webster's dictionary:
Uh-huh.
the state or practice of having only one sexual partner at a time.
You having one sexual partner at a time. That's monogamy. Goddamn. Giving yourself to one man at a time as a woman. So you're sleeping with one man, he cheats on you. So you sleep with another man, he cheats on you. This other man, he cheats on you. This other man is half a homosexual, so he might have gave you HIV because he's a man sleeping with another man, right? But you didn't had 18 partners in a 5-year span. You know what I'm saying? And that's these days that's a low number. Go ahead, Damon.
If I could too, sir, going back to the fake Israelites, they'll try and bash us for saying a man can have more than one wife. And meanwhile, they teach you to only have one wife. The problem is that wife that is currently his is not always going to be his wife because they believe in divorce.
Yeah.
We don't believe in divorce.
Right. They don't believe in divorce, and they also believe in buying whores, don't they? Yeah. Y'all think I'm making this up? They believe in. They say that ain't a wife. You could buy a whore. It's a transaction.
Right.
That's what they said. I'm not lying, right?
No.
Right. So they can sleep with whores, but they're not going to cheat on your wife. They're not going to keep the other woman though. You feel me? And you know what? This is the second part of it. I'm gonna end the class in about 5 minutes. A woman rather you sleep with another woman and throw her away than keep her. You feel me? Like there's women in the world that would have a threesome with you and your woman, but like your woman would invite the other woman into the threesome as long as she goes away. But staying as another woman that is a wife to this brother, oh no, that's unacceptable. Listen, if you love God, you love the Most High, then it's some things you're gonna have to just deal with. Because what we have to deal with as a man. Now, some men, like I said, they're not gonna do all this. I think about 2% men, they're not gonna have to do this. Right? But men have to, what do men have to do for women? Raise your hand if you know. Go ahead.
What do men have to
Yeah.
do for women?
Yeah. What's a man have to do for a woman? Lie. Yeah, that's true. He absolutely has to lead her. That's not what I'm looking for. Go ahead. Work.
Like in the sense of like a Rachel and
That's true. He has to work, but what else he has to do? Go ahead.
Stay with her.
Of course, but what else?
You got to check her.
You got to check her. No. Go ahead.
provide.
That's true, but what else? It's something that a brother has to do. What we take dead serious, man. And you're going to have to sacrifice your life for that woman one day. You get what I'm saying? You're going to have to do it. And of course, the people are going to say, "Oh God, I'd rather." That's easy. No, it's not. It's what it has to be done, right? Sister said, "Those soul ties be real." What soul ties? I know exactly what you're talking about, but that's what they love to say when you see more than one woman. Them soul ties. Ain't no soul ties if y'all all love God. Huh? Soul ties is meaning like when you have sex with somebody and you're tied to that person through your soul, through that intimacy y'all had. You might bring it on to another woman and another woman, which is what they say in the crystal world. You know the crystals, and what's that thing? The sage world. That's what they say about soul ties. You know what I mean? But a man having more, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? David had about 6 wives, I believe. He had 6 wives. He was solid. You know what I mean? A lot of brothers had a lot of women in there. Peter had about multiple wives. He was solid. You know, Christ had none. All these women all of a sudden want to be married to Jesus. They share Jesus. God damn. They don't even see Jesus. They trying to share him. Hey, how many women you seen was married to Jesus? I seen a lot. My grandma was married. She committed adultery. She said she was married to Jesus. She was married to my grandfather, I thought. You know what I'm saying? They'll share Jesus. They share a nigga they can't see. They gotta be able to share you though. That's the point. You know what I mean, and I don't want, and my thing is don't be afraid of that either. I can stand on that. Stand on that. Be strong on that. If your woman loves you, she'll never leave you. She'll never leave you. She tells you she loves you all the time. Sometimes love gets put to the test both ways. Don't be afraid of it. Just do it and do what's right too. Be honorable in everything. You understand? Solid. With that, I'm gonna pass the class over to preaching officer Oscar.